Well, I had to whack the laburnum tree. It was beginning to rot. These big trunks here were just not producing any leaves up the top anymore. So I've spent all morning cutting down all the dead wood off this tree and taking the branches and chipping them into wood chippings. I got 2 bags of wood chippings out of it, which I'm going to be putting over here. Look at this. Can't even get it in. It's 2 meters in circumference, and it's called an African keyhole garden. Where that hammer is there in the centre, there's going to be some compost bin, and this is the keyhole that you walk into to get to the compost bin, which is just down there. So this is the project that I have at the moment. I think I've made a mistake. I think there's something called a Keyhole garden as well, where you just put wood onto the ground and let it rot. Well, the idea basically is that you fill this up. It should be up. It's like a small sort of, well, not a small, it's like a raised bed, but made out of stones rather than wood. And it should be perhaps about ½ meter high. And I'm thinking, how am I going to build these stones on top of one another so they don't fall off? I may have to use some, it's called mancostea betoni, some special cement mix. And if you fill the centre with old bits of cardboard and newspaper to keep the grass down, then build it up. And then once it's built up, I think I'm going to plant some herbs in it. It's going to be a herb garden. So it's near the house. Oh, there's a lovely bird just singing its heart out up there. Don't give us another little whistle. There it is. It's lovely. Oh, it's up there. I don't know what type of bird it is. Looking at wire. Can you see it? Up there. It's quite wonderful when you hear nature in full voice like that. Anyway, in Germany I hear they're having floods. We've had 2 weeks now. The temperature's been about 25, and this morning, this afternoon, when I looked at the thermometer, it was up at 30, and it's going to be like that for the next 2 weeks, from about 25 to 30. No rain, so it means lots of watering, and that's why these African keyhole gardens are supposed to be good, because they retain the moisture in them. At least that's the theory. So I'll report back when I have it looking nice and pretty. Another day onward. Snowball bush is in all its glory now, and this is as far as I've got with the keyhole garden. I built this central structure here with treated posts, 4 treated posts, and then put some wire that I put on that riddle. I had it left over, so I put it on there, and then I found some old rusty stuff which I put down the bottom with some reinforcement. Then down the bottom here I put in some bigger sort of netting and put in little stakes all the way around. So that's what it's looking now. Now I need to put in a fabric on the bottom and then some gravel so that it pours through. Then after that, these sticks, something like a Keyhole coulter, so they'll all rot down, and then some cardboard and compost, and build it up. So what I'm thinking is that I'll build it up slowly as we go. I'll perhaps put about 3 layers of stones, and hopefully the stuff inside will stop the stones from collapsing inwards, as well as that netting. So it's taking me longer to do than I think, and the wife's bought some herbs for it already. So let's get crack on! Let's crack on, like Dave says. So that's the membrane fabric put in after a fashion, all the way around and held in place by little bits of wood. Now I need to go and get some gravel and put down about 2 or 3 centimetres and down the bottom for drainage. When we moved over from England, we used Britannia Movers International. They were an excellent company, not all that expensive, and they packed everything well and delivered it on time. Here's the phone number if you want it. I've had those boxes for, what, 10 years now, and now I'm recycling. So, I built an internal wall like that, and now it's just a question of filling that up with more cardboard boxes. I'm going down to the dump in the car to, I know where there's a skip, I can get cardboard boxes, shred it up, put it in there, and then some more compost. All those compost bags which I could have used, they've all disappeared. The council has come and got them, so I'll have to make do with something else. But it's coming along. It's getting too hot now. But look, this hat that I'm wearing, it's absolutely soaking. The sweat's getting in my eyes all the time. Really hot here in Finland. It's going to be like this until Johannes, until midsummer. 25, it's 30 today, and absolutely no sign of rain. Just a few clouds in the sky, but nothing. You can't work in the middle of the day, so I'm going to, I think, call it for now, and perhaps go out when the sun goes down, because this is absolutely killing me. Oops, there we go, it's pressing. Well, I'm down to the skip, which is quite near, because all the compost has been taken away from the side of the road, and I got these cardboard boxes which I'll have to cut up with a knife, put down the bottom so that they'll rot away. So I need to get them out of the car and into the African keyhole garden. So that's the cardboard in, and then on top of it some bits of wood. Keep it pressed down. And now I'll add some of that chipping in these 2 bags over here. Or put in all of it. That. And then I'll go down to the bottom of the garden and perhaps get some compost out of the little compost and build it up that way. So we're getting there. Bags are empty. Bags are empty. And I've put it in here, but I should say that I would need about another 10 centimetres of this sort of rough stuff to go down the bottom. But before I start putting in some compost. So Maya says there's some down at the bottom of the garden. So that's the next thing to do, but I think I'll have a break now. I'm going to have something to eat. But it's looking good. What do you know? The weather forecast is correct. Weather forecast is correct. Here we are, that's our first poppy out, beaten down by the rain. And there's a lovely bumblebee on that allium. That's what I like to see in the garden. We've had a little bit of rain this afternoon, which is wonderful. There's thunder rolling in the background as well. But that's nice to see a bee doing its work. And here we have found a treasure trove down in the garden. Look at this stuff in the wheelbarrow. All dried up bits of wood. There's tons of it. So I think I'll take most of it, put it into that keyhole garden up there. That will be my job for the afternoon if I get this up and some compost up as well. Oh, wonderful. Hear that thunder? That's good stuff. Oh, listen to that thunder roll. There's a flash of lightning there. You see the flash of lightning and then you count seconds, then you know how many miles away the lightning is. But that's beside the point, because I've got this little cage here which is full of leaves which I collected from last year. That's going in as well. Every year, oh mosquitoes, I buy this Jans Lotus Aine, which means ice melting material. And when you look down here, it says Siseltä tekniikan urea 99%. It's just urea. Great nitrogen source. So usually I sort of mix this in with the compost to get it going. And it certainly is a great starter. And this was 5 litres and it doesn't cost much. So I'm going to put some of this urea in there, although it says it's for melting ice, but I can use it as a fertiliser. That's just how stingy I am. Now this is the real stuff. Bioland Compost Herita. Something for waking up your compost. And Bioland is a good company in Finland. See, that you know when you're buying Finnish products when there's a little Finnish flag there on the side. And some people, they refuse to buy anything that doesn't have a Finnish flag on it because they want to support the Finnish economy. But I'm going to sprinkle this on top of the where I put some of this urea, just a small scattering of it around about there. So I'll put some of this bioland. In actual fact, it's, where is it? There, it gives you some idea of what's in it. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium, arsenic, nickel, cadmium, chrome, very, very small amounts. And I think, in actual fact, what this is blood-bone mixture with their own formulation. But I'm going to give it a little sprinkle. So this, over here in the background, it's my African keyhole garden. I've been building it up over the past few weeks. And all these stones are just laid on top of another. No cement, nothing. I've been looking at some dry stone diking, and people that do those dry stone dikes, they just do incredible work. It's not, I haven't done it as good as them. They're a bit rocky in some places. But the idea is that you have stones here to keep all the earth in, and it also heats up. So this area on the inside keeps warm as well, and it's good for the plants. So, and I've planted tomatoes, basil, parsley, zucchinis, chilies, thyme. It's supposed to be a herb garden, and it's not finished yet. I still have lots of stones to put around that side, but it's getting there. And I think it's almost like a work of art. That's what I think it is. It could be a sculpture in the garden, some feature. And especially when it rains, these stones, they just change colour. When I look out the kitchen window at it, it looks lovely. I like it. So around about the edge there are some chives, and next to it a zucchini, which has got some little flowers. Then after that, a chilli, which I got from MHP Gardener. I've grown it, or I got the seeds and I've grown it on. Some little bits of parsley down in there. This is my silver fir tomato. Silvery fir tomato. It's a Russian heirloom tomato. Here is some thyme. That's some Corsican kale. Another chilli over in the background there. Some basil. Some rosemary, which will only be here for the summer because it will die off in the winter. More kale. Thyme. Another tomato. A big chilli, which is just about to put out some peppers. I don't know if you can grow chilies outside. I mean, see, that's just how inexperienced I am. Another zucchini here, and then some more chives round the edge. So the idea is when you come out and you get some compost here, you can pick some herbs for the garden. So I'm beginning to put compost in there already. So that's it. Still needs a bit of work on it, but it's getting there. And hopefully it'll fill out and be a nice little kitchen garden with herbs. That's it.